And good evening, everyone. Welcome to another exciting Saturday Night Winestream and another exciting episode of Drink with Rick. I'm Rick, and tonight we're going to switch gears a little bit, almost literally, and we're going to go with a white wine tonight, and a white wine from Spain, no less. And this is a type of grape that I have been, until now, somewhat unfamiliar with. So we're going to learn a little bit about it tonight. That's what we're going to do. We're going to learn about it together. This is going to be an exciting show, to be sure. Also, we're going to try a Razzleberry Crumble Cider. Now, this was from the same folks that brought about that blueberry cider that we tried a few weeks ago. And we're going to try with the Razzleberry tonight. And this should be pretty interesting. I'm looking forward to trying this one out. Also, we have some national days to toast. Now, we don't have a lot, but, well, what national days they are. So I hope you'll join with me with your favorite libations, and we'll toast them together, plus all the usual stuff that we've got going on in the chats. And, I mean, you do direct this show in the chats. That's what it's all about. Now, of course, if you're joining me for the first time or the 244th time, because this is the 244th episode of Drink with Rick on the Saturday Night Wine Stream, this is a stream of consciousness kind of show. And I do have my show notes. I follow them somewhat, as a guide. It's a general guide, just to keep things moving. That's really all that's for. But the show, it's really not about me. I'm here to entertain you. The show's not about me. The show is somewhat about the wine and the other libations that we try out and the snacks and whatever else we taste on the show and review. But the show is really about you and me getting together on a Saturday night, on a hot Saturday night in most places that I know of here in the States anyway, and just getting together and having a good time, quenching our thirst and having a good time. Now, if you want to get in the chats, you can get in the chats and chat with me live right now, Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time right here. And there are 6 different venues that you can choose to go to. You should be able to make at least one of them. Plus, we have the website, and I'll tell you how you can get to each one of those places. Now, just to let you know, the chat's live, but we don't talk about politics or religion in the chats. We don't talk about things that tear people apart. We talk about things that do what wine does, which is to bring people together. That's the scope of the show. That's what the show is all about, to bring people together. Meet new friends, catch up with old friends, and just have a great time. That's what the show is really about. All right. So this is where you can check in and get involved in the chats here. Here's the page. You can watch live right now on our Facebook page. The Facebook page is Drink with Rick. Facebook.com/drinkwithrick. You can watch live on Kick. Kick is Drink with Rick. Kick.com/drinkwithrick. Odyssey. You can watch live on Odyssey, and we have folks there in just a moment. I'll catch up with you on the chats here in just a moment. Odyssey is odyssey.com/drinkwithrick and the number 7. We're on Rumble. Rumble is rumble.com, and just type in Drink with Rick. I don't have a a dedicated Drink with Rick URL just yet, but you can just type in Drink with Rick and you'll find me. I'm pretty much how am I saying? I'm the only I'm the only Drink with Rick on that channel right now, as far as I know. All right. Now, I haven't had any wine yet. Okay. Did I mention we're on Rumble? Yes, we're on Rumble. We're on Twitch. Twitch is twitch.tv/drinkwithrick and the number 1. All one word. Drink with Rick 1. YouTube, of course, we are on YouTube at Drink with Rick. Now, if you can't watch live now and you can't watch the reruns later, because the reruns are there 24/7, anytime you want to watch pretty much, you can always listen to the podcast. The podcast version of the show goes out every Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. Monday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern time. And you can watch, or you can listen, excuse me. That's my second faux pas of the night. And we haven't even gotten to the wine yet. But you can listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Blueberry.com, podcastindex.org, TuneIn, Deezer Radio, RSS, because that's how podcasts are delivered, and by email. If you click on this button that says By Email at the Drink with Rick site, you go to drinkwithrick.com and click on the subscribe page. You'll find all these venues to subscribe from. And you can also listen at Drink with Rick on the website as well. But if you don't want to do any of that, you can click the Subscribe by Email button, and it will take you to this page where you can subscribe by email. Just enter your email address in the little box there, click the subscribe button, and you will get the latest episode of Drink with Rick as soon as it drops, and no salesman will call. It's just to get the show. And also, you can watch us live on Savoya Media Network. And I keep saying live, but you can listen to the podcast, the Savoya Media Network. That is at savoyamedia.com, and you can find all of our shows there, including the current ones and past shows and everything that we've done there. My son Tom Antio and myself, Tom, who basically pretty much put this site together for the most part, and he did a fine job with it. Anyway, so that's what we've got going on there. Now, did I mention you can like and subscribe and ring the bell and do all that stuff on all these other venues? There's no obligation to do it, but you can if you would like, and it would certainly be appreciated. Plus, you can buy me a coffee. You see that little button for those of you who are watching. You can buy me a coffee or 2 or 3 or 5. It helps support the show. It doesn't really pay the bills so much, but it does help support the show, and it helps us pay for some of the prizes that we give away. So that it would be much, much appreciated. But hey, if you can't do it, don't worry about it. It's okay. It's just an optional thing. If you can afford to do so, it's fine. All right. So I'll get to the wine in just a moment, but first let's get to the chats, because this is the good stuff. The chats. Well, we are live on Twitch, and Algarith is on Twitch, and Algarith says, "Hi, Rick," and hi right back at you, Algarith. It's been a little while, but I'm glad you're here. Thanks for being here, and how are you doing this evening? I hope you're doing well, and stick around. We're going to have some fun, and we're going to toast a couple of interesting national days, too, and we're going to learn a little bit about this grape. That we haven't done that for a long time, but we are going to have a little lesson in a grape that is kind of new to me, really. So we're going to find out what that's all about. We are, let's see, what's going on in Rumble. Rumble, joining the chats on Rumble. For those of you watching on Rumble, and also those of you watching on Kick and Facebook, yes, just jump in, say hi, and tell me how you're doing this evening. And this Island Haze, the Island Haze is live right now in the chat on YouTube, and Island Haze says, "Evening, Rick, good to see you." Hey, it's always great to see you. I'm glad you're here. I appreciate the shout out, but it is really good to see you here in the chats tonight. And please tell us what we're going to talk about tonight. Also on Odyssey, and I have forgot I forgot. I have not forgotten about Odyssey. Of course, J-Con is in the chat on Odyssey, and I'm really mixing my words up tonight. I don't know what's going on. No wine yet. J-Con is in the chat on Odyssey, and J-Con says, Rick, that blue wine holder actually is working out great for us. Thanks again. Well, I'm glad that it is working out for you, and it does. It's a really cool little wine holder. And for those of you who don't have one, maybe we can give away another one tonight. We've given away a couple of them so far. I think I gave one to Island Hayes as well. I believe so. And let me know if you've received that as well, Island Hayes. If you haven't, let me know. And J-Con says, also, I want to thank you for giving me a show that is all positive. It is a great break from the chaos that the internet provides. Well, that's what we aim to do. That's what we strive to do here. And really, once again, it's not. And this really isn't just me doing it. I'm just kind of the host. I'm just kind of entertaining and kind of, trying to move things along. But it's really all of you in the chats, you and Island Hayes and everyone else, that brings that positivity to the show. And to me, that is much appreciated. I have some great folks that in the chats that watch the show regularly. Some of them don't, some of them aren't always in the chats. I know I hear from some of them later. They're watching as they're doing various other things, but it's great that they're there, and I really appreciate each and every one of you, as I always do. Okay, let's get to the wine here just a minute, because I tell you what, my throat's getting dry. So let me show you what we're drinking tonight. This is what we're drinking tonight. This is very, very different from what I am accustomed to because of the type of grape. This is called Ruta 49. Ruta 49. Now, the reason it is called Ruta is because it's Spanish for route or root. I guess you can say. It depends on how you say it. A route or a route, as in, like Route 66. But this is Route 49. Ruta 49. And this is a product of, that's what it says, Route 49, right underneath of it. This is an Albarino, I believe is how it's pronounced. It's a product of Spain. Here's the back of the wine. I'm going to read the back of the wine to you. It says, Ruta 49, pale yellow with bright citrus, apple, pear notes, and a refreshing finish. Now, there's something to say about this, because it seems to be a standard with that grape. Seems to be an expectation of wines from that grape. So we'll find out if it really does have bright citrus, apple, pear notes, and a refreshing finish to it. This is a 2023 vintage. It's kind of just sort of stamped on there. It's imported by Plume Ridge, Claremont, California. But this is a product of Spain, España. And there is 13% alcohol by volume in this 750 milliliter bottle of wine. This is 750. This is, yeah, it sure is. That's what it says, 750 milliliters. So that's the wine. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and open it up, because you know what? Let me let me show you what lame things we have it to pair with it tonight. Camera 3 is up. This is what we're pairing it with tonight. It's very simple. A couple of cheeses, and they're kind of sweating right now because it's kind of sweaty up here. It's a little warm up here in the studio. We have a cheddar and we have a Colby Jack, and then we have some watermelon. Now, the watermelon did pretty well last time we tried the watermelon, so we're going to do it again. And believe it or not, I think it's actually the same watermelon that we had last week. I don't know, might be a different one. I'm not 100% sure, but there really isn't much to try here tonight. I don't know what happened to my fades here. I think all my transitions were cuts. I used to have fades. Yep, they're cut transitions. That's very interesting. All right, I'll have to look at that after the show. Anyway, let's get to cutting the foil with the foil cutter. And that came up right away. And we've got the mechanical corkscrew. This is our mechanical decorker. The official Drink with Rick mechanical decorker, which just decorked the wine. Wow, I like this. Let me take this out of here. The cork, because I'm decorking the cork. This is a very interesting cork. Let me see if I can get a closer shot on this camera too. There we go. Decorking the cork. 49 Ruta 49. That's kind of neat. I like these customized corks. That's pretty cool. And let's see here. We've got the aerator now in place, and hopefully there's no displacement. It doesn't seem to be. It looks like it went in there okay. Yeah. All right, and let me put this over here so I don't make a mess. And to hold the glass, we have the official Drink with Rick coaster. And to hold the grape nectar, we have our genuine Galway Irish crystal glass, given to me by my employers at buy2wayradios.com. Now we are going to pour some of this wine into the glass, just a little bit. There we go. That's good enough to get a nice swirl, get it started. Wow, that's a very, very clear complexion. Yeah, maybe I should just start using that word, complexion. Complexion on this wine. Well, it's a nice clear complexion. I like that. Okay, very good. All right, let's give it the traditional swirl, and for the traditional swirl music, we are going to use. You know what? Let me get rid of that lower third right there. There we go. We're going to use our official Drink with Rick music, which is, of course, more cowbell. More cowbell. All right. Now we've got to. I can smell some flavors coming up out of the wine. It's when you swirl it up like this, you really tend to get a lot more aromas coming up out of the glass, especially when your nose is in such close proximity to the opening of the glass, as mine is. Of course, that goes without saying because I have a nose to cover the glass. And what a nose it is. Yes. So we're going to let this breathe just a minute or two. And while it's breathing, let's learn a little bit more about this wine. So I looked online. Let me see if I can find out where I put all that information. It's right up here. So I found out some information a little bit, not a whole lot. This was a wine that I purchased at Trader Joe's, as I've been purchasing a lot of my wines lately. But this one was from Trader Joe's. I saw it a couple of months back, some time ago, and I thought at the time, I should try that wine, but nah, not yet. And I kept putting it off. And then finally I went down there and I said, I need to choose some wines for the end of June, the beginning, and for the month of July. And I said, I might as well just go ahead and do this one. So I purchased a bottle, and I'll tell you what I paid for it in just a few moments, because fortunately I found the receipt. I thought I'd lost it, and I went rummaging around for it just before the show. But I did find it. It was right here all the time, believe it or not. Anyway, so I checked around online, didn't find a whole lot about this wine, but Wine Searcher had this wine listed in an average price of $16 a bottle. And they gave it 3.5 stars from 2 user ratings and 88 out of 100 from 7 critic reviews. And I don't have access to any of those critic reviews, so I can't tell you what they were. I didn't see any of the reviews or anything like that, so I really don't know, to be honest. It would have been helpful if I could have read them, but no. But the one place that they do have it listed here in the States, and they do have it for sale apparently in a number of places in Europe, overseas. But here, what they have is Schneider's of Capitol Hill in D.C., and it does ship, apparently they ship to most U.S. states. And they have it listed for $16.99 a bottle. And this is the 2022 vintage. And the one I have here is a 2023. I don't think there's much of a price difference there, but it does say excluding sales tax, which is not surprising because that's usually how it works. Vivino, I went to Vivino's site, and they said that I think this starts around $17 or so. And they give it 3.9 stars based on all the vintages. And they do have the 2023 vintage here. So, and not a whole lot of information on this wine, to be honest. And the thing is, there are some reviews on the 2021 vintage, but some people seem to like it. The reviews I saw just briefly, they seem to be positive reviews on it. Not perfect, but fairly positive. So that's a good sign. I do have the receipt here, and I'll tell you what I paid for it. And I paid for this 750 milliliter bottle of Ruta 49. I paid, where is it? I just lost, where was it? Here it is. Vina Carton Ruta 49. Okay. Oh, $9.99. I paid $9.99. That's without the tax. So, there you go. $9.99 at Trader Joe's. That's where I paid for it. All right, so we're going to give this a little bit of a whiff and a little bit of a taste, but before we do that, let's check the chats once again and tell me how you're doing. All the folks who like the show on Facebook, please jump into the chat and say hi. Tell me how you're doing. My lovely wife, Cheese, in the chat on YouTube as well. She says hello, and hello right back at you. And I want to give a special shout out to my lovely wife, Chi, because she is lovely. She is my wife, and she is 100% an awesome person. That's my lovely wife, Chi. Yeah. And that's me clapping over there in the corner. But we'll give some more applause to I'm teasing her a little bit. But that's from my lovely wife, Chi. Alan Hayes wants to know what's the difference between crystal glass and a regular glass. Well, a regular glass is just made out of glass, out of basically sand, pretty much. Crystal glass is made out of crystal. We can go into that a little bit later on. I'm not a glass expert, to be honest, but I do know that crystal is a much more. It's a classier glass. That's all I can say about it, because I am not and I'll be honest, I'm not going to sit here and make up stuff. If I don't know, I'm going to tell you I don't know. And for something like this, I really don't know. That's but it's worth finding out. Maybe we can learn, if we have some time this evening, maybe we can learn the difference between regular glass and crystal together. That's a good topic, actually. That's a very good topic. Thanks for bringing that up. So anyway, where were we? Well, back to the wine. Jacon says, thanks for your thoughts on organic grapes. I bought another organic cab. Our Daily Wines makes it. Yeah, I know that one. I think I'm going to stick with organic most of the time from here on out, because there definitely is a taste difference. I prefer organic wines, but I can't always get them, and they're getting they're getting more difficult to get in some places. You go to the supermarkets, it's very hard to find a real true organic wine, and there's so many additives and so many things put into these things, and it's so many levels, from the grapes, from when they grow the grapes, what they put in the soil, what they spray around the grapes and on the grapes sometimes for insecticides and that sort of thing, and then they get them into they get them to the winery where they're going to crush them up and then added sulfites to them and other things to kind of give it more alcohol, and they do things to these things even up to the time when they bottle them up. Sometimes you just don't know. I mean, it's getting harder to get find a wine that's going to be healthy to drink overall. Now, for the most part, and I don't mean to be scaring people, but for the most part, wines can be healthy. They can be healthy. And it's not so much the wine, it's two things. It's the moderation, it's drinking in moderation. That has to do with how healthy the wine is, as far as how healthy it is for you to drink. Moderate drinking, The other thing is whether or not the wine is an organic wine. If it's made in such a way that you don't have all of those additives and pesticides and things like that, that the wine can be exposed to, or that the grapes can be exposed to. Oh wow, I'm going to go into the weeds on this. It's difficult. It's really hard to eat healthy these days and to drink healthy these days, but it can still be done. It's just you just have to be very, very careful where you purchase this from. Where you purchase all of your food from. I really do believe that it's the foods and the drinks and things like that they're putting all of this stuff into these days that have really, really attributed to most of our ills, most of our physical ills. They say people didn't live as long way back in the day, but you know what? They did eat healthier and they did live healthier, and you didn't hear about so many diseases and so many different ailments. I mean, I'm learning all the time. I'm learning about new ailments, new sicknesses and diseases and things, and I learn a lot of that from TV because they're always putting up these new medications for stuff that I didn't even know existed. Anyway, I went way off the rails there, which is what we often do. And let's keep it positive, too. Keeping it positive. Jacon says, why did the sommelier get upset with the wine bottle? It was acting like a big punt. Very good, Jacon. I like that. So let's see what... we've got folks that are... Lee, thank you for liking the show, by the way. And Algary says, I tried to catch up with you last time, but internet was bad. I understand, but I'm glad you're here now. And let's just say, bad internet. I don't have a thing for it, but I don't. But yes, internet plays a big part in the enjoyment of any stream, doesn't it? It does. I would like to be streaming at a much higher quality than I am. But we'll get into that. Maybe somebody can remind me later on when we're getting into everything else, and I'll explain why the quality of the picture isn't better than it is. It has to do somewhat with the internet, but not all of it. Algray says this, yes, it's been a while because I've either been getting, yes, it's been a while because I have either been gaming or came back from a busy day, LOL, but I've been fine. Really, time just run fast. And I hear that. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so it's time to drink the wine. Let's try the wine, shall we? I'm putting this off, aren't I? All right, let's give this wine a little bit of a taste and a whiff first. Yeah, some apple, and it does smell citrusy. It does a little bit, a little lemony, actually. Let's give it a taste. Wow. Tastes a little minerally, but minerally, like some minerals in it. But right off the bat, some apple and some lemon and maybe some peach. You know, they weren't wrong about It does say apple pear notes. Well, why am I tasting peach? Because I'm not really getting pear in here. Right, now I'm not so much getting the peach anymore, but still not getting pear. Maybe a little melon. I'm getting a little bit of melon in here now. But lemony and apple. And yeah, I mean, the thing is, though, it looks light. It's very, very light in the light. It is. It's a very, very light looking wine in complexion. But it's also very light tasting wine. This is a wine, and I know I've said before, there are wines that are easy to drink. This wine is extremely easy to drink just because it's so light tasting. This is a dry white wine. This is not a sweet wine. This is a dry wine. And to be honest, I wasn't really sure what to expect from this because I've never really tried the grape before. So I was thinking this Albarino might very well be a sweet or a semi-sweet white, but it is not the case. This is actually a very dry wine, and I love dry wines, and I want to say that that so far that I do like the fact that it's dry wine, and I kind of do like this wine. Now, you know, I mean, it's not super dry, but it is. It's not sweet at all. Has a fairly easy finish too, not super long, but it's very pleasant. Okay, now I'm starting to taste a little pear in there, in the finish. I'm getting a little hint of pear in the finish now. I wasn't really getting that before, but I'm getting it now. A little bit of pear, not a lot, but it's still getting a melon, apple, and some lemon in there. So nice mix of fruits and some citrus in there. So they're not wrong as far as the label is concerned. They're not far off. It's actually, and it's a pleasant tasting wine. Now, with what we have to pair it with tonight, I don't know how well it's going to go with all of that, but we'll try it in just a couple of minutes. In the meantime, let's get back to the chats for just a moment, and let's see what we have in the chats. And, you know, Island Haze, we've got to do a little thing. Difference between glass and crystal. I'm going to write that down. Because I want to see if we can, between glass and crystal. Let's try that. Maybe later on the show. But we do have a fairly packed show, so hopefully we'll have time for that. Let's see what else we got going on here. Jaycon says, other than organic wine, I've been on a whiskey diet. I have lost 3 days already. Well, there's to the whiskey. You know, I have been kind of off the whiskey for a while. I did that a little bit but I've been off of it for a while, and I'm trying to kind of go easy on some of the alcohol here, some of the wine and beers and things like that. I found that if I do that too much during the weekend, I have a tougher time getting through the week. So I try to limit that somewhat. All right, let's see what we have to pair. Let's pair it with the food. Here is what we have to pair it with. Now we have a couple of cheeses, and this is very simple because my lovely wife, she is still not 100% just yet for doing all her fancy foods. But we have a couple to try it with, and they're really starting to sweat now, and that one just wound up on the side of the table. I think I'm just going to give up on this fork. Let me just have a piece of cheese here. There we go. So let's try it with the Colby Jack. It's a good cheese, by the way. I like this Colby Jack. They just seem to slice it kind of thick. Not really bad, but, you know, they're just kind of sweating. You know, I'm not so sure this is a cheese kind of a wine. Let's clear the palate. And let's try it with the cheddar. Go back to camera 3, try it with cheddar. Not this cheddar, that's the one that, yeah. Let's try it with whatever cheddar's left here in the plate. These are thinner. Now here, this is the really weird thing. This Colby Jack is sliced really thick. And in contrast, the cheddar is sliced super thin. It's so thin that it just kind of crumbles up almost. So that's kind of weird. Switch the camera here. There we go. Yeah. It's a good cheddar, but it's starting to sweat. So, let's try it with the wine, shall we? Once again, I'm not so sure this is really a cheese kind of a wine, at least not the cheese we're tasting. Maybe this goes better with a white cheese, or maybe a really, really soft cheese like a brie. Not a soft kind of cheese that's softened because it's been sitting out in the studio for an hour, but I mean a softer cheese like a brie or something. Not really I don't think this is really a cheddar kind of wine, to be honest, in my opinion. In my unprofessional opinion, because I'm not a sommelier, I'm just an everyman that just likes wine, just like 99% of everybody else. I'm just someone who is a regular guy who just likes wine, and I know what I like, and I know what I don't like. As I say on the about the author in the book, the official Drink with Rick wine tasting notebook, which, by the way, you can get at Amazon for $8.99. But I often give them away on the show for free, and maybe I'll give one away tonight. We shall see. But shameless plug for yeah, I know. So I think we have one more thing we can try it with. Let's try it with the. Go back to camera 3. Let's try it with the. Well, first of all, let me clear the palate. To be fair. And let's go back to camera 3, and let's try it with some watermelon. Now, this has to be a winner, right? We can't lose with the watermelon because this is a melon. I mean, there's a bit of a melon taste in this wine, and this is a melon, so this should work. I would think that this would work, right? And this watermelon is very watermelon-y. Well, okay. Oh yeah, now that works. So with fruits and salads and vegetables, I think this would work just fine. I think this would work well with a salad, a vegetable, a salad, a fruit salad. I think this will work fine with that. And watermelon, yeah, it works well with the watermelon. And I didn't need to put the watermelon in the glass like we did with that beer, that watermelon beer that we tried last week. It didn't work out so well. But this is very good. I like it. I am liking this wine. I'm actually surprised because I wasn't sure that I was going to like it. And I was a little concerned that this wine was going to turn out to be like a sweet white wine or something. And such is not the case. That's not where we are here. So, you know what? Considering that, I think we can go ahead and use this wine for the toasts, for toasting the national days. And I think that's what we're going to do right now. Let's get to toasting the national days. And I don't know why this fader is not working tonight. It works manually, but it's not working tonight. I don't really get it. So it's I'm going to have to see what's going on there. Microsoft Windows did another update this past week, and it affected my computer, as it usually does. And this time it seems to have affected, I don't know what happened here, but I lost my fade transitions, and now they're just all cuts, which I don't know. Do you think it looks better that way? I guess I should poll the chats and find out, does it look better for me to do straight cuts or to do the fade transitions as I was doing before, the little dissolves? That's what I've traditionally done because I thought it was a little more graceful. But what do you think? Do you think I should stick with the hard cuts from camera to camera, from scene to scene, or should I just go ahead and figure out what happened and try to get those fades back, those dissolves? I'll let you decide. Jaycon says, do you think Boursin cheese would pair well instead of cheddar? It might. Jaycon says, I like the fade transition, FYI. So do I, but there's one vote for the fade transition. I'll keep that in mind as well. And I think I'm going to go for the fade transition. Island Hayes says, are you running Windows 10 or 11? I didn't notice an update for 10 last week. Well, I missed one up here too. Island Hayes says, got an Irish cheddar to pair with my sweet blueberry wine tonight. Oh, wow. Sweet blueberry wine and an Irish cheddar. Oh, well, how does that pair? Does that pair pretty well? Irish cheddar and the blueberry wine? Please, I want to hear your review on that because that's interesting. Now, I have tried a couple of Irish cheese in the past, and one of my favorite cheeses from a while back, and it wasn't an Irish cheese, but it just reminded me of the Amish butter cheese. And when we would go up to eat at the Shady Maple restaurant, it was Shady Maple Smorgasbord, one of the biggest smorgasbords I've ever been to. Big, huge buffet, and this is up in Pennsylvania, up in Amish country, and amazing place. And they made this Amish butter cheese, and I brought back like 3 blocks of this stuff the first time we went there, and it was really good, but I didn't get a chance to eat it all before it all went bad because it doesn't last that long. But really, really good stuff. Very good stuff. So Island Hayes wants to know, are you running Windows 10 or 11? I didn't notice an update for 10 last week. So no, the Windows 10 update was the week before that. But what happened was I kept putting off the update on this machine. I kept putting it off because the fact that when it wants to do the update, it always wants to do the update like just before I do my show. It wants to schedule like the Friday night before I do the show, or the Saturday night that I'm doing the show, or right in the middle of when I want to do the shows, when they schedule it. Even though it comes down on Tuesdays, Windows updates typically come down on Tuesdays, which is what's known as Patch Tuesday. That's usually the first or second Tuesday of the month. But I kept putting it off on this machine because I didn't want it to mess up what I was doing, because I not only use this computer for the live stream, for the Winestream itself, but I also use it for doing the Two-Way Radio Show podcast, the live video podcast version of the Two-Way Radio Show for my job. And then we do some other things with it as well. Tommy uses it for some videos, Radio 101 videos and things like that we do. And we dress the set. We change the set. We dress the set just for all that stuff for those shows and those videos. So anyway. So because of that, we had all this stuff going on. We had all these videos to do, and I kept having the Winestream every week, and I kept putting it off. So I would, there's a way that you could push it back, where you can go into the settings and say, no, I want to schedule a time to do it when I'm ready. And I forgot to put, this past week, I forgot to push it back again, which I kept doing for a couple of weeks, and then it just kind of did it. And that I came in and said, But that's how that works. The Island Hay says the wine is a little too sweet, but it's not bad. What's the blueberry wine? What's the actual blueberry wine that you're drinking? I like a blueberry wine, but it's some of them can be really sweet, so I don't drink them that often. Tom Antio's in the chat also. Tom Antio, it's great to see you in the chat. Thanks for being here. By the way, Tom Antio, I thought you were on your way to do somewhere else. I didn't know you were going to be around tonight, but I'm glad you're here. And by the way, for Tom Antio, thank you for being here tonight. It's good to see you. And it's iconic as if he's here too. A shout out to both of you. And let's see. Algary says, I'm from Canada though. I don't think it creates bad internet. I heard it's flawless. Really, I heard it from Canadian people going to Florida. It's instantaneous. Well, I think it kind of depends on a few factors there. It really does. It depends on whether you're rural or right in the city, and what your internet provider is, what kind of internet you have. Now here we had, because there used to be that, and I guess in some places it still is, where the internet provider is just one provider, and they pretty much have a monopoly on that area. But in other places, this is true of the U.S. I don't know so much about whether this is true in Canada or not, but in the U.S. Now they have more companies coming in and competing there. And I can tell you a story about that in a little bit. But you know what? We're toasting. We haven't gotten to the toast yet. Let's get to that. And hold that thought, Algarith. I'll get back to you on that. Jacon says, I like fade transition, FYI. So what about everybody else? You prefer the fade transition, or back and forth between the transitions, or... Island Hay says Pacific Fruit Vineyard Sweet Blueberries says it's grape wine with natural flavors, so cheap wine. I'm gonna do a check on the whole show for a minute. Pacific Fruit Vineyards. See, I learn a lot from everyone in the chats. Okay. Let's get to the toasting real quick, because we don't have a whole lot of days to toast, but we have some interesting days to toast, since I still have the toasting thing up. And the first toast we have here, and by the way, all of these national days are courtesy of nationaldaycalendar.com. National Day Calendar is Marlo Anderson's site. He is the CEO and the curator of all these national days. And to Marlo, I want to say a little bit of applause for you, although get more applause if you would institute a Drink with Rick Day. I don't know when that's going to happen. Probably never, but okay. I like you anyway, Marlo. Thank you. All right, so today, which is, wow, we're running late, aren't we? Today, which is June 29, 2024, which is today for another 59 minutes, is National Almond Butter Crunch Day. That's right, today is National Almond Butter Crunch Day, believe it or not. And
oh, yeah.
Well, now, I'm not really much into almonds, but I do like butter crunch. So here's the National Almond Butter Crunch Day. I'll drink to that. Everyone, let's all toast together. I trust you did. We're going by the honor system here. I'm trusting everyone's toasting along with me. I hate to toast alone. All right, today, June 29th, is also National Waffle Iron Day. That's right. Today is National Waffle Iron Day. And yes, I had something for that, didn't I? No, I didn't actually. I didn't have anything for National Waffle Iron Day. And anyway, here's the National Waffle Iron Day. I'll drink to that. Why not? And today is also National Camera Day. And you know what? I had a camera sitting right over here. I've got 4 cameras actually in front of me. But I had a camera in front of me that I was going to show you. And I forgot. I left it over there in the corner. I'll see if I can bring it back up in just a minute during our little interlude, our little break interlude, because I have a short film we can do for an interlude. I'll see what we can do about that. Anyway, here's the National Camera Day. I will drink to that. All right, let's toast June 30th because it's going to be June 30th in about, it's going to be Sunday in about 57 minutes. So, to toast June 30th days, it is National OOTD Day. Now, I had to look this up because I really didn't know what this was. OOTD. I could come up with all kinds of things for it from this. It is a, yeah, it means something. All right, here's National OOTD Day. This is coming from nationaldaycalendar.com's website. On June 30th, National OOT Day gives us an opportunity to express ourselves and document our personal style by sharing our outfit of the day on social media.
Oh, yeah.
Get ready to express your best self by sharing your OOTD makes you feel beautiful. So, OOTD is an acronym. It does mean outfit of the day. Well, here's my outfit of the day. That's my outfit of every Saturday night. So, it is. So, here's to National OOTD Day. National, it does sound a little weird, doesn't it? I'm not sure what we're toasting there. It's National Outfit of the Day. I'll drink to that. Today is also Social Media Day. Now, yeah. Here we all are on social media. If you're watching this stream live, or if you're watching it later, or if you're listening to the podcast later, chances are, unless you are getting the podcast via a direct email or RSS feed, chances are you are somewhere on social media, right? You're doing this on social media. Where would we be without social media? Well, a lot of people, there are a lot of thoughts on that. Some people would say, hey, we'd be in a better place because social media has done so much damage to our social lives. And then there are others that say, social media, without social media, we would not have platforms where we could get on and say what we think and say what we feel, and more importantly, to catch up with people that we thought were long lost friends or relatives that we've been able to reconnect with and develop new relationships with and rekindle old relationships with. There are two sides to that, right? I mean, here are my thoughts on it, real quick. Here are my thoughts on it. Because we're going to toast it, right? So why are we toasting? Well, my thoughts on it personally, and I want to hear your thoughts, by the way. Drop them in the chat, so let me know what you think. My thought on it is that it's like anything else. Anything else that is any kind of invention in the world. It can be used either for good or bad. It's just the thing by itself is just kind of neutral. It's not. It's neither good nor bad, really, for the most part. It's just there. It is what it is, right? It can be used for good. It can be used for bad. And it just depends on how it's used. And some people use it for good. Some people use it for bad. But by itself, I don't think it's really either or. I mean, there are advantages to having technology and social media, things like that. There are also some disadvantages to it as well. It's done some damage to our society as a whole. That something that can't be refuted, really, because we've seen that. We do see it every day. But for the most part, it's not because of the technology itself or the existence of social media overall. It's the way it's being used. It's the way we're using it, and it's just like anything else, And I don't want to go too far in the weeds with that, but I say that if you really want to make the most of social media, use it for good. Use it for good and not bad. Go in your social media platforms and where you're interacting with others. Use it for good things, right? That's what I say. Anyway, here's to National Social Media Day. I'll drink to that. And we have one more national day to toast. Today is National Meteor Day. Meteor Watch Day. National Meteor Watch Day. That's right. It's Meteor Watch Day. Who knew? It is. I really didn't read up on what this was all about, but it has to do with watching meteors and maybe watching out for meteors. I don't know. That's it's National Meteor Watch Day, and to commemorate National Meteor Watch Day, I put up a photo of some meteors so we can watch them, but they're not in motion, so we can't really. You can look at them, you can't really watch them too much. There is one kind of a meteor that I'd like to show you that's different. This is speaking of meteors. This is a meteor mic. A meteor mic, and this meteor mic is used to record for podcasts and videos and things like that. It sits like this on the desk, and it's it's USB connection, and you can plug in a headset so you can monitor with the headset. It's got a little on-off button here, and a little switch to mute it and take it off the mute. And this is actually a pretty decent little mic. Now the thing is, my son Tom Antio bought this mic some years ago. It was one of his first I don't think it was his first, but it was one of his first podcast mics. Definitely not his first, because he used other mics here for podcasting early on. He's been podcasting for 14 years, but this is one of the early ones that he purchased. And then when he graduated some other mics, he passed this one on to me. And this is the mic that I used in the first 3 seasons of the Winestream. As a matter of fact, if you go back and you look at some of the old episodes, you can see it. Sometimes it's pretty prominent. Sometimes it's just about out of the way. You just see the very top of it. But that was that was the mic that I used in the first 3 seasons of Drink with Rick on the Saturday Night Winestream. So I guess we can say here's to National Meteor Watch Day. I'll drink to that. And I'll drink to it again because this wine's pretty good. To National Meteor Watch Day. And they are watching for meteors out there to make sure none of them hit the Earth, or to give us a heads up if one's coming. Allegedly. I don't know. Let's hope we don't get any for a while. Anyway, with that, I think it's time to... I think we've got the national days. Anyway, this is what we're drinking tonight. This is the Ruta 49, also known as Route 49, not to be confused with Route 66, which is a completely different route. And this is a wine from Spain, and this is from the Albarino grape. And what we're going to do now, and actually so far it's a pretty good wine. I like it. So, wow, I really don't like these hard cuts. This is crazy. I don't know if I can fix this at all. Maybe I can fix it. Let's go back to the chats for just a moment. We'll get to the next item here. Island Hayes said, whoop, what did I just do here? Knocked it off. There we go. Island Hayes says, caught a couple of meteor showers this year already. Perseids, I think. And cheers, and right back at you, Island Hayes. I'm glad you're toasting along with me. And let's see, what else we got here? Somebody liked me on Facebook. Okay, no, nobody likes me on Facebook. And Algorithm says, congratulations on your 244th show. It's more about, remember when you sent me your merch through the mail? I do. And you know what? I could send you some more. I know that took a while. Jacon says, I use an internet co-op that is local, and I am able to get a gig per second for cheaper than Mediacom. Oh, that's good. That's good. A gig per second for cheaper than Mediacom. I'll tell you, we can go back and visit that for a second. Let me check the other. All right. And how are you doing tonight, Tom Antio? I hope you're doing well. And let me know what you're drinking, if anything. We're going to try this Razzleberry Crumble. It's a cider, and I think you'll want to stick around for that. You might like it. I might like it. I don't know. I haven't tried it yet, to be honest. So, where were we going with this? Oh, yes. So, we got the national days. Okay, the Razzleberry Crumble Cider. We're going to try that in just a minute. But before we do that, I have a short film that we can show. It's not really film. It's really more of a video. Because for National Camera Day, oh, you know what? I was going to show a different film, but I think for now, tonight, I think we're going to show a different film for Camera Day. And this would be, let me see if I can find it here. Oh, yes. This could be fun. Let's show, no, not that one. Where's the one that I can show for Camera Day? I think we could show, yeah, I know I had to stop down the show for this. I lost my place where it was. We've got so many of these things lined up, and I don't have any of them queued up. That's the thing. It's not that one. It's not that one. It's not that one. and it is, oh, it's way up the top somewhere, I think. Or did I get rid of it? No. All right, where is it? I'll tell you what, let's show this one instead. I can't find it now. Let's show this one. This is called Instant Barbecue Grill.
Okay, we're here with the new product of the week. What do we have here? Huh? Oh, they're supposed to be easy foil, instant light, disposable, tube grill. Okay, it says complete with real hardwood charcoal. At first, this is compared to the old softwood charcoal kind. Well, yeah, this is the new improved charcoal. Oops. Well, now we've destroyed the instructions and we don't know how to use the thing. I guess we'll just have to ad lib. You got a mat? Okay, doesn't come with matches though, does it? No, guess not. Okay, let's see how this thing lights there. Oops. Aren't you supposed to put it like on the wood down in there?
Well, I said it.
Okay, there we go. Oh. Well, that thing lights real fast. Oh, at least the matches do. There it goes. Now it's on that hard wood. You can even roast marshmallows over this thing. Get it nice and warm there. Make sure it's on here.
I don't want to burn it.
Oh, sure, go ahead, burn it. Burning marshmallows is half the fun of being out here. You gotta let the flame reach a couple of feet in the air. Okay. No, you only burn half of it. That's good then. Now those little slots on the side there, what is their purpose?
These are what you call heat vents. These control the heat coming out the side of the barbecue grill. And the way you can control that is with your fingers. Actually, you're not supposed to use a finger, but most everybody never pays attention to the instructions, and they do it anyway.
I've known people like that.
Now, this is an example of how useful the barbecue grill is.
Whoops. I cut off the thing. I was in the middle of it and I accidentally hit the button. Sorry about that. Anyway, yeah, that was the Instant Barbecue Grill. See, I got to fix this fading thing on the show. That's what I don't get. That was not the end of it, folks, but that was pretty close to the end of it. Anyway, yeah, I accidentally hit the button. My bad. Maybe I'll show it again later in its entirety. All right, so anyway, but it did give me a chance to get up and get my camera, so I can show you my camera. Here's the camera I was going to show you earlier. It's on camera 3, actually. That's the camera I was going to show you. This is a Super 8 camera. It's not the one that we shot that film with. We shot the film with a different camera, but this is a camera that I have shot, well, not this particular one, but one just like it, that I have shot some film with, some animation and titles and things like that. But this is a Bolex. This is a Bolex 160 macro zoom, and it is a Super 8 camera. That's what we would put the Super 8 cartridge in. We'd put the Super 8 cartridge in there. It took silent cartridges, not sound cartridges. Let me see if we can put it on camera 2. There we go. We put silent Super 8 cartridges in, and most of the films that you've seen that I've produced here that I've shown on my show were shot on Super 8, and this includes the opening title sequence, not the title sequence, but the opening icon, the Savoya Studios logo was shot on a Super 8 camera like this, similar to this. Anyway, so it's kind of a cool camera. This is a not the original, but one that I bought later on. I sold the original one that I had. I don't know why I did. It just, at the time it seemed that Super 8 was going away, so I sold a lot of my Super 8 equipment, and then it turns out that Super 8 did not go away. It just went pro. So now I'm getting back to my Super 8 cameras again. Anyway, but I want to show that to you, and let's toast National Camera Day again. I'll drink to that. All right. No, we've already toasted Meteor Day. We've done that already. I don't think we need to do that again, do we? Anyway, so what else we got going on here? Oh, yeah, so we've got some discussions in the chat that I was going to pick up on. Let's see. Let me go back to this chat. Jacon says, may you redeem yourself by showing a different short video. I've been enjoying them all. Well, maybe I could. You're up for everybody up for another video? I tell you what, let me open up the Razzleberry Crumble first, and then we can show another short video, because I do have a few. Let me check all of the chats here, and then maybe we can show another short video after this. I'll have to do a little more editing with the show later, but for now, we can do that. All right, so let's get to the Razzleberry Crumble. Now this, I'm going to have to put... Oh man, I hate to put this wine away because this is actually pretty good wine. I'm going to have one more swig, one more taste, and putting it away, and then let's move the Meteor mic out of the way. And this bottle of wine, this is actually really good wine. I like it. And then let's go to the Razzleberry Crumble. This is the Razzleberry Crumble. Now, as you may have known, that we tried another one in a previous episode of Drink with Rick on the Saturday Night Winestream. We tried a different cider that was made by the same company, at least as far as I know, and I don't know if I still have it here. I might. Let's see. It was the... Oh, wow. I thought I kept it up here, but maybe I took it down. No, it's right here. It's the Blackberry Crumble. So this is what we tried before. We tried the Blackberry Crumble, and this was really good. I was really impressed. It tasted like a blackberry pie. It tasted like blackberry pie with kind of a graham cracker crust, a crumble crust, and I was really impressed with it. I thought, wow, this is awesome. So I went back to Trader Joe's because that's where I purchased it, and it was kind of pricey. It was $4 for one can, $16 for a 4-pack. And I went back to get some more, and of course, well, you know, as luck would have it, usually the way my luck has it, it was gone. So there you go. Fortunately, though, in its place, there was this other, it was a completely different tasting one, I guess. I don't know. I haven't tasted it yet. But it was this. It was the Razzleberry Crumble. And I'm thinking, oh, you know, I'm going to have to try a can of this. Now, $4, I didn't want to take a chance on it and buy a whole 4-pack for $16 in case this didn't, you know, meet my expectations, or it was not up to par with the previous one. So I only bought one can, and this is the only can that I have of it, and we're going to try it right now. The Razzleberry Crumble. Now, there is a backside to this, which I did not, I don't think I took the photo of that one. This is the front side, but I'll read the back side. It says, produced and canned by Red Clay Cider Works in Charlotte, North Carolina. So this is a local cider works, cidery. Yeah, it's really called a cidery, yes. And it says, imagine Grandma's raspberry crumble. Now imagine that recipe baked in a can. Ooh. This semi-sweet pastry cider is loaded with blackberry, blueberry, raspberry, and vanilla. Notes of caramel and finishes with a touch of cinnamon. Now here are the ingredients in here. Ingredients: cider, which is fermented apple juice, not from concentrate. So it's not from concentrate, it's actually just fresh juice, apparently. Raspberry, blueberry, and blackberry juice. And those are from concentrate, and it doesn't say whether or not they're yeah, it doesn't really say. I'm looking around the can, but it doesn't really say whether or not these are organic or not. So who knows? But it does say that there's also vanilla and cinnamon in here, and it does say these are from North Carolina apples. They're made from North Carolina apples, and it's also naturally, and for Tom Antio, I'm sure you'd be interested in this, it is naturally, drum roll please, gluten-free. That's right. It is a gluten-free product. So, that sounds pretty good to me, and I think that's what we're gonna try right now. So, let's see. I need a fresh glass. Here's a fresh glass from Sunset and Vine. Oh, by the way, and I haven't forgotten about the comparison with glass and crystal. Maybe if we have time, we'll go through that. That's glass. And this is crystal. So you can tell the quality right there. Glass. It sounds like a glass. And it resonates. Crystal resonates like that. There's a difference. That much I do know. All right, let's go ahead and pour this thing. And let's pour it in the glass. Wow, I like the color of it right away. Wow, look at that. Nice and fizzy. I like the color. You want to get on another camera here? There we go. I like the color here. This camera. It's nice. Nice. Oh, it's a very, very nice kind of a reddish color. Kind of looks kind of razzleberry, doesn't it? I would think so. Razzleberry. Razzle-dazzleberry. Okay. Well, let's give it a little bit of a whiff. I did not do any research on this, to be honest. I really didn't. And I do know what I paid for it, and I already mentioned that, but just for the sake of being official about it. Red Clay Crumble Cider from Trader Joe's. I have the receipt right here. I paid $4. That's not including the tax. So there you go. But let's give it a little bit of a whiff. Wow. Wow, it smells very berry. It smells like kind of a mix of raspberry and blueberry and blackberry. Let's give it a taste. Wow, again. Wow, just like this was basically the same reaction I had when I had the blueberry crumble. This is really, really good. Now, interesting thing about ciders is that most ciders you can really taste the apple. You know, you'll taste some flavors. You'll taste some fruit. Sometimes they're sweet. Lots of times they're sour. Sometimes they're a little in between. Sometimes they're a little on the cloudy side, some clear. This looks very clear, as far as the color and the, what we should be doing is we should be using the official Drink with Rick cider tasting notebook, another shameless plug, which you can buy, by the way, for $8.99 at Amazon.com. But I do have it here, and I do give them away on the show. So if you're new to the show, if you jump into the chat and say hi to me, I might just give one away to you. And you know what? There we go. The official Drink with Rick cider tasting notebook. And this is really a really good notebook for recording your experiences with cider and keeping them on file to log everything and having them for future reference. And in the case of this one, let's see. I'm looking on the page here. Each one is 2 pages. There's enough to record 50 different ciders. And on this page, I can pick any page. They're all the same here. This was a hard book to write, trust me. Yeah, no, it wasn't. It was fun. It was a fun book to write. But I can't say it was really a hard book to write. Right, Bill? Bill's over there laughing at me. Anyway, so actually, Bill's laying on his side with his bottle. Anyway, so appearance. We can circle the choices. Color, pale, yellow, gold, amber, brown, ruby, black. This is more of a ruby color. Closer to a ruby color. Nice taste, though. And it's clear. This isn't hazy. This isn't cloudy. This is very clear. It's a ruby, but you can, it's very clear. It's not cloudy at all. I like it. Now, the aromas, I already gave the aromas. The taste, it does have a berry taste, and it's not really sour. It's not really too sweet. It's sort of in between. And we have a lot of different choices here. But citrus, not really. Floral, a little bit. Grassy, herbal, no. Leather, nutty, sour, not really. Tart, just a touch tart, but not really. Now, you would expect some tartness in a cider, as you know, rule, depending on the type of apples that they used. They could be more or less tart. This really isn't that tart. I don't know. It doesn't say what kind of apples they used on the can. Tropical, not really. Vanilla, yes. I was tasting a little bit of vanilla, but this is, and when we're talking about sweetness, it's really more on the dry side. Yeah, it's more on the dry side, which I like. It's the body's kind of medium bodied. It's not super light. It's not super heavy. It's it's not really full bodied. It's sort of medium bodied. The acidity is kind of medium, and the carbonation. Now the carbonation from low to high, I would give this about a 3, maybe a 4. It is carbonated, but it's not super carbonated. So this is actually very comfortably carbonated. I don't know if that's something that makes much sense, but it's comfortable to me because I don't like things that are too heavily carbonated. I like a little bit of carbonation sometimes, depending on what it is, but this is sort of kind of a medium carbonation, medium to a little bit higher, but it's comfortably carbonated, I would have to say, at least for me. And everyone has their comfort level on carbonation, but that's mine. But I will tell you that I really like this. This is more of a kind of a dessert kind of cider. It's not super sweet. It's not overly tart. It's a little bit tart, not too much, but it is fairly dry. But I tell you what, it is very, very good, and it has some hints of a crumble in it. Like sort of like I wouldn't say this one tastes like a graham cracker crust like the last one did. The blueberry definitely had that, the blueberry one. This one, though, is it kind of does have a little bit of a pie or crumble taste to it. It's not real heavy, but I really, really like this. This is really, I think there's another winner here. I think we have another winner. Wow. I'm betting 1,000 on this one tonight. The wine is great. The cider is great. I'm really impressed with the cider. I think this has been a great experience overall for the stream. 2 winners. Sure beats a couple of weeks ago. And we're not going to rehash that now. But these are 2 winners, and I'm really enjoying both of them. So, Tom Antio, I think that you would really, really like this. I know Tom likes ciders. I think you would really like this one. Island Hayes, let's get back to the chats here. I got caught up with this. I'm sorry, folks. I got caught up with this. Let's get back to the chats. Island Hayes says, up for a short vid anytime. Okay, we'll see if we can pull one more for you. And Island Hayes says, trying a Grand Mimosa Apple Orange Hard Cider from Cider Boys tonight. My first entry in the official Drink with Rick cider tasting notebook. Cider Boys, yeah. Did we review one of those? I think we did. I'm not. It seems to me that I either had one or we reviewed it on the show. Algorithm says, Algorithm says, so here's the thing. Well, I finally got it, and it's amazing. So anyway, just wanted to thank you very much. Well, you're welcome. You're welcome very much, Algorithm. And, I'd like to send you something else. I know it took a while for you to get it, but let me see if I can send you something else at some point here. Jaycon says, I read that already. Okay. I'm having a good time now. 2 winners for the libations, and I'm having a good time. So I am in the mood to show another video. Why not? Why not? All right, so let's do that. And let me see. Maybe I can try not to cut that one off too short this time. Let me see what I can show you here for another video or a film. Let's see. How about, I don't want to get too weird on some of this. Some of these are kind of funny, but how about, I'm trying to find the one that I was looking for earlier, but I don't know where it went. And maybe I took it off? I don't think I did. No, here it is. Here it is. All right, I think everyone will enjoy this. Yeah, if you have a sense of humor for the man of the street type of videos, I think you'll enjoy this. This is one we did originally when we were planning News at 11, which was the sequel to News at 6, which we've shown on the Winestream before, and I don't have time to show that one tonight because it is kind of long. But this is one. This was a segment of Man on the Street, kind of a commercial called Cool Carl's Cowboy Boutique.
Howdy, partner. I'm Cool Carl, and I'm here to tell you about Cool Carl's Cowboy Boutique, where you can come looking away like the real McCoy. No varmint is this satisfied which comes to Cool Carl's. I want to show you a couple critters who done come away giving a big hoot and holler for Cool Carl's Cowboy Boutique. Honey, ma'am, can I ask you about Cool Carl's Cowboy Boutique? Have you visited that lately and got yourself all decked out?
I never heard of it.
See? No critter goes away dissatisfied with Cool Carl, sir. I'd like to ask you, have you visited Cool Carl's Cowboy Boutique lately? Can you face the camera, please? Have you visited Cool Carl's Cowboy Boutique?
No.
No?
Never heard
Have you want to go out there yet? Okay, stop by if you can, because it's really a place to get spiffed out. Okay, thanks a lot, sir. Hello, ma'am. Have you gotten your horse and galloped down to Cool Carl's Cowboy Boutique yet? Have you? Well, They didn't look dissatisfied with Cool Carl's. Nobody does. Sir, ma'am, sir. Oh, can I speak to you for a minute?
Sorry.
You don't look dissatisfied there. Have you been to Cool Carl's lately? Yeah, you don't look too unhappy there. I bet you he's visited that. People don't admit it, but they like Cool Carl's, and once you go once, you keep on coming back. Everybody likes it down there. Ma'am, have you ever been dissatisfied with Cool Carl's Cowboy Boutique?
No, I haven't.
See? See, this fine woman here is not dissatisfied. I bet you all your family shops there to get spiffed out, right?
I bet so.
Okay, thanks a lot, man. Thanks for your cooperation. Have you visited Cool Carl's Cowboy Boutique lately?
No.
Oh, you haven't? Well, try to go in there sometime. Sir, have you visited Cool Carl's? See, nobody don't go away dissatisfied with Cool Carl's. So let's get a big yahoo and see y'all there real soon.
That was Cool Carl's Cowboy Boutique. That was Eric, my good friend Eric. He was not afraid to just jump out there and do stuff like that all the time. He's that kind of person. He just, we say, hey, go out and do this, and he says, sure, I'll do it, and just do it, and pretty much ad-libbed. Well, we gave him a loose script to work with, a very loose script, and then he went out and just improvised most of the rest. He's actually pretty good at improvisation, by the way. I should have him on the show here sometime. Anyway, so that was Cool Carl's Cowboy Boutique. Anyway, let's check the chats again one more time. And, all right, so the Grand Mimosa Hard Cider from Cider Boys. I don't think I've had that one. I'll have to try it. So, Jaycon says, given you have had 2 winners tonight, should you cap it off with a Maud's coffee? Oh, should I? Should I?
No.
No. I don't think so. Here's my reaction.
Oh, you're kidding.
Nah, I don't think so. I think I'm pretty much done with Maud's coffee. And for those of you who have not experienced Maud's coffee, go back and watch the previous episodes of Drink with Rick, where I taste tested it, 4 of them on 4 different occasions, and that will save you the trouble of buying Maud's coffee, at least in my opinion. Now, you might like it, I don't know, but Alan Hayes says, I love the question, have you ever been dissatisfied with Cool Carl's? Genius. Yeah, he's pretty good at improvisation, ad-libbing and stuff, and he has a great sense of humor. That's Eric. Anyway, so wow, these hard cuts are driving me crazy. I got to go find out what caused that to happen. I didn't do anything else to change that I know of. It had to have been something in Windows when I didn't even do an update on and I use OBS, and I don't know. Let's see if I can do let's try it this way. Maybe I think I might have fixed it. Let's try it again. Nope, I did not fix it. All right. Well, not good. Let's see. Fade. 300 millisecond fade. All right. Well, didn't work. That'll be something for me to do tomorrow. I'll have to tackle it tomorrow. Anyway, Algori says, as of tonight, I try to fix my broken game controller, and yes, I'm having a drink. Well, what are you drinking, Algori? Basically, Algori says, few people did what you did knowing that we never met. Oh, No worries there. No worries. I'm the thing is, Algorithm, even though we've never met in person, we have met here over the net, over the internet, on Twitch, and to me, that's a meeting, right? That's a meeting. Something that I learned from the shut-ins during COVID, and that was where I was meeting some people, having meetings, business meetings and personal meetings and things like that with people online, and a lot of things that they kind of, we had to do online because, we were all in these lockdowns for a while. And for better or for worse, whatever, I don't know if it really helped or not, to be honest. But what I did learn was that a meeting is a meeting, whether it's in person or online, in a stream or on a Teams meeting or Skype or what have you, whatever the form is that you're using. A meeting is a meeting. You're meeting somebody, you're meeting them, and that's the way I look at it. So yeah, I've met you, okay? For all intents and purposes, we've met. As far as I'm concerned. Algorithm says, as of tonight, I try to fix my broken game controller, and yes, I'm having a drink, so let me know what you're drinking. Tell me what you're drinking tonight. I'd like to know. And let's check the other chats here for just a minute. By the way, I did not activate the, for those of you who were wanting to watch on the website at drinkwithrick.com, I did not activate it. So, okay, I've activated it now, so better late than never, and we are live now on drinkwithrick.com. There we are. I got caught up, I got carried away with everything else here. That's the thing about when you don't have a producer and you're doing all your own everything, switching and all your prep. And I guess I need to explain at this point a little bit for those who check in at the very beginning and see the bars and tone at the very beginning of the show, which I do. And here's how it works. Because you're part of the show, so I need to give you the backstory on some of the production and post-production that goes on here for the show. I have nothing to hide. It's all part of the show. So when I start, and I know this annoys some people, and it probably does affect some people sticking around in the very beginning when they want to tune in, but they see the bars and tone at the beginning, and I need to explain that just for so everybody knows why that happens. The bars and tone traditionally are used, in the past, because I have a background in television, for setting up a TV feed or a live feed on by satellite or a network feed. So I use the bars and tone because it's my way of being able to set up on all of the platforms that I'm multi-streaming on. So here's how it works. And hopefully, if it bores anybody, let me know. But I'm letting you know so you kind of have a better understanding as to why, when you tune in at the very beginning, you see all these bars and tones for a few minutes, and then before it goes into the countdown and then into the show. The bars and tone are there for me to check the audio and the video portions of the feed. Now, what I do is I send it out through a multi-streaming platform called Caster.io. Now, Caster will, I'll send this to Caster, and then what Caster will do is it will split it up and send it out to all 6 platforms. And we're on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, Kick, and Odyssey. All of those, not necessarily in that order. They're just I'm just listing them. So when it does that, I also have to go through and check and make sure that feed is going out to each one of those platforms and test them and make sure that they're going through okay. And in order to do that, I have to get them onto another computer and see the loop back coming back to me to make sure everything's okay. And because sometimes it's not. Sometimes it looks like it's going out and it's really not going out as it's supposed to. So I have to double check that. And this takes some time. It takes a few minutes. So the bars and tones are there so that I have time to go over there and I have to check and make sure I can hear it. The audio's coming through okay. The video's coming through okay. It's clean and we're good. And then that's when we go into the countdown. Now the purpose of the other purpose of the bars and tone is for Facebook, because Facebook, it's a little weird because on Facebook I have to I also share it between a few places. I share it to my story. I share it to one of the Facebook groups that allows me to do that, and I share it to my 3 of my Facebook pages, and including Drink with Rick. I'm about to cut that down to 1 because it's getting a bit much. But it takes time. It takes a minute to do that, and there's a lot of lag time there in terms of sharing, because I have to go through and share each one of them individually, one at a time. So by the time I get done with that, it's been about 5 minutes. And then that's when the countdown starts, and the countdown gives me time to sit down here and test out things on this end, right in front of the camera, test all of the controls, test all my everything going through OBS, because I use OBS to send this out with, and make sure everything is set the way it's supposed to be. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of post-production. And I know for those of you who get into the chats early and who want to chat with me early, and it's great, and I'd love to do that. Honestly, I'd love to just sit down and chat with everybody early. I can't do it because, and it's not because I'm ignoring you or anything like that at all. It's because the 5 minutes before I'm doing all of these things, I'm multitasking all these things, and I can't. I just simply can't because I'm busy multitasking everything. So that's kind of how it works here on the back end. Now, if I had a producer, this wouldn't be so bad, because then I could concentrate more on just, setting up the chats and getting stuff ready on the back end, and then have the producer all do all that stuff. And I wouldn't have to worry about anything. I just have to hit the button and go, or he could hit the button, or she, or whatever, just hit the button. I'm like, hey, here we are. But such is not the case. So, and when I flub up for real, because I'm having to watch the chats. I'm having to watch 6 feeds. I'm having to watch the main feed. I'm having to figure out which button here I'm going to hit next, and there's a lot going on. There really is. So, and sometimes it looks like I lose my train of thought. Sometimes because I do lose my train of thought. I'm 65 years old, folks, so yeah, it's going to happen. But a good deal of the time, it's because I get distracted because, something's happening here. What's happening here? Oh, what's going on there? Oh, wait, what's this? And I'm having to do that while I'm talking to you. So it gets a little bit much sometimes. So, but the thing is, that's what makes it exciting. That's what makes it so much fun. And I'm having a good time. Now, yeah, it can be a little harrowing, because it gets embarrassing sometimes. Like when I accidentally cut off the film just before it ended, that gets a little harrowing, and I get embarrassed by it. I'm like, oh man. But that's part of the fun of doing this. And this is why I do this for fun. Because if I was doing this for my job, that would be a lot worse. I'd be sweating a lot more profusely, because it's like, okay, well, I'm getting paid to do this. I better do it right. But because it's a Saturday night and I'm having the libations, and I can blame it on the wine too if I want, but and sometimes it is because of the wine. But more often than not, I'm just having a good time doing this. but there's something else that's going on here. And for those of you who have been asking, why has he been doing this for 6 years? Why is he doing this? He doesn't ask for, yeah, sure, if you want to donate, you can donate, it's fine. But he doesn't, he gives away stuff. He doesn't ask for sponsorships. He's not pursuing sponsorships per se. He's not complaining about the lack of sponsorships. He's not complaining about the lack of like who's subscribed and who's not and all this kind of stuff, or his download numbers or whatever. I don't pay attention to a lot of that. There's a reason why I'm doing this show, and I'm gonna let you in a little secret here. As soon as we check the chats, because I don't want to forget the chats, because I do that too much, and I get on a roll and I forget the chats, and I don't mean to. And Albarino, I hope you can get your broken game controller fixed. And JCon says here, the fades are all in OBS. You know as well as I do that there can be a learning curve with it, but I know you will figure it out tomorrow within 10 minutes of dinking around. Yeah, and it might be dinking around, and it might be dinking around and drinking around at the same time, because this sort of thing can drive you to drink. No, everything was working fine. I had the fades in place. Everything was working fine, but for some reason, something happened that threw all the fades off. And what's really weird is that I just try to fix it, because I know OBS pretty well. I've been working with it for quite a while, and technically it should be working. It should be doing this. I mean, it shouldn't be doing this. It should be cutting. It should be doing the fades, and I have everything set up to fade, but for some reason, it's not doing it. So there's a little glitch somewhere. I did not update OBS. I haven't updated it in a while for that reason, for a couple of reasons, actually. One reason is because my lower thirds will stop working if I do that, because the latest versions no longer support the lower thirds. I like this lower third better than the old one that I have. Now, here's the thing. I have set my transitions all to fade, 300 millisecond fades. That's the standard. But for some reason, it will not do it. And there's something going on there. It might be something really simple. I don't know. It might be something very, very simple. But I'll have to look into it tomorrow. And then it might be something so stupidly simple that I'm like, oh, well, why didn't I? But the thing is that everything is set up the way it's supposed to work. I don't make any major changes to anything. I don't change anything with it for that reason, because I want to make sure it's going to work when I sit down to start this show. Now, I did tell you there is one thing that I almost forgot, and I think we should do it now. It's getting late, but it's getting later for a second. But I wanted to go into what the Albarino grape. And I know some folks have been waiting to find out what the Albarino grape is all about. Some other folks don't really care. But if you stick around for the Albarino grape part, then I will tell you why I'm really doing this Winestream. There is a deeper reason for it. There's a reason for it, and it's you might find it interesting. Why I've been doing this for 6 years. All right, so let's take a look at the Albarino grape. Starting right now. Darn, I hate these cuts. Hate is a strong term. Okay, I am dismayed with these cuts. Okay, I'm not going to hate. Let's say I don't like these cuts. How about we'll do it that way? Yeah. So anyway, let's learn about the Albarino grape. Now, I'm pulling this up from Wikipedia, which is the free encyclopedia, and I'm giving them credit for it because that's where I learned about it. Because up until this point, I really didn't know much about the Albarino grape. As a matter of fact, this is the first I've seen of the Albarino grape, as I know of it. The Ruta 49, not to be confused with the Ruta 66. This Albarino grape, I was intrigued by this because I wasn't really familiar with it. So I felt like I need to learn more about this grape. And I wanted to share that with you. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to learn. We're going to learn about this grape, and I'm going to share it with you. We're going to learn about it together on the Saturday Night Winestream. So, well, that's the wrong one. Let's stick to this. Let me see if we can find a different background for this. Anyway, let's go back to the where was I? Where's my stuff? Here it is. Albarino grape. See enough meteors for one night. Albarino grape. This is from Wikipedia. The Albarino grape, or Alvarinho grape. That's the Portuguese pronunciation. This is a variety of white grape that is grown in 2 different countries, primarily. It's a variety of white wine grape. And where it's grown in northwest Spain, known as Galicia, and northwest Portugal. And those are, I don't know if I can pronounce this correctly, Moncayo and Melgaco. Now, Malgaso, I don't know. I'm not Spanish, and I don't pretend to be. So I really don't know. So you can laugh with me, laugh at me, I don't care. Just laugh. Where it is also used to make varietal white wine. So this is where it's grown. Northwest Spain and northwest Portugal. That's where it's grown. Now, it originated, apparently there is some dispute as to where it originated. Presumably, it was brought to Iberia by Cluny monks in the 12th century, but recent studies point to the Alvarinho being native to Galicia, Portugal. Galicia is not Galatia. That's that's a different place. Galicia. Both the Galician Albarino and the Portuguese Alvarinho derive from albus, meaning white or whitish. It is locally been thought to be a Riesling clone originating from the from France, but am I getting ahead of it? No. But it is actually theorized. It's theorized that the grape is a close relative of the French grape Petit Manseng. And the thing is, it's not to be confused with the Alvarinho Lilas grape of Madeira. That's a different grape, Madeira. So, interestingly enough, even though these grapes are basically grown in Spain and in northwest Portugal, interestingly enough, they are now produced in several regions of California. And now Spain does produce the Albarino to a certain degree, but it is also now, I guess the grape is being, the wine itself is being produced in California. I don't know if they're importing the grape there or not. Maybe they're importing the grape and then producing the wines there. I'm not sure. Or maybe they're actually growing the grape there. I don't really have a lot of information on that. Apparently it's produced in several California regions, including the Santa Ynez Valley, Clarksburg, Napa, Edna Valley, and Los Carneros. So it's also produced in Oregon. So I guess they are growing the grapes there. Oregon and in Washington State. Apparently they're growing the grapes in Washington State now. So they are growing the grapes in California, apparently. They are also growing it in Uruguay. And it is produced as a varietal by Bodegas Garzon. So now this is what they taste like. And this is what I alluded to at the very beginning of the show before I opened the bottle. The grape is noted for its distinctive botanical aroma with a citrus undertone, very similar to that of Gewürztraminer and a Petit Manseng. This is suggesting apricot and peach. Now, I didn't taste any apricot, but I did taste some peach at the very beginning when I first tasted the wine. The wine is produced an unusually light. No, the wine produces unusually light and generally high in acidity, with alcohol levels of 11.5 to 12.5%. Now, this one has an alcohol level of 13%. So I guess it's a little on the high side for this. The grape is, yeah. It has thick skins. The grape has thick skins, and a large number of pips can cause residual bitterness. So that's now. The other thing about this grape that I learned is that Albarino is also known under the names Albarina, Alvarin Blanco, Alvarinha, Alvarinho, Azul Blanco, Gallego, and Galaguino. So there you go. So that's what I learned about. That's what we all of us learned about the Albarino grape in this episode of Drink with Rick on the Saturday Night Winestream. And there you go. That's all about the Albarino grape. So, any questions? I'm learning right along with all of you on this one. I definitely learned something tonight. Algorithm says, if you don't mind, I wanted to talk about cheese first instead of what I drink. Have you tried Parmesan cheese brick? It should be banned. You don't like Parmesan cheese bricks? A block of Parmesan cheese? I mean, how does it taste to you any different from a? And I mean this all due respect. And the reason I'm asking is because I have heard this from other people. A brick of Parmesan cheese to some people apparently tastes different than a grated Parmesan that comes already grated. Oh, he says, no, it's good, LOL. Okay. Okay, here's a dirty little secret about Parmesan cheese and why it might taste different in the grated form than in the brick form, the block form. And we try to buy it we buy both. We've used both on our pastas and things like that. But there's a dirty little secret about the Parmesan cheese, which probably everyone knows about, and I just spilled wine on my hand. Did I just pour this in here? I think I did, didn't I? I poured it in here. I was drinking. I did. I poured it in here. Look at this. Can you believe that? I'm not paying attention to what I'm not paying attention. And here I am pouring the wine into my glass of Razzleberry Crumble. Oh my goodness. This could be a disaster. Oh my. Should I try it? I don't know. Should I try it? I don't know. Oh my. I did that. I wasn't even thinking about it, and then after I did it, I'm talking to Algorithm here, and I didn't realize I wasn't paying. It's not your fault, Algorithm. It's not your fault, okay? Don't get me wrong. I'm over here pointing at the chat, and it's over there. It's not your fault, okay? It's not you. It's me. But it's my fault because I wasn't paying attention. I was busy multitasking as I've been doing all night, and I poured the Ruta 49 Albarino into my glass of red clay Razzleberry Crumble. That deserves another dum dum dum. What do I do now? All right, so should I try it? Oh my. Okay. Yeah.
I'm not allowed to answer that kind of question.
Why not? Okay, let's. I'll give it a try. Why not? I'll give it a try. Wow, that was interesting. That was very interesting. Wow, there's a showstopper tonight. Well, it definitely doesn't taste like Razzleberry Crumble anymore. I will say that. It does not. It doesn't taste like Razzleberry Crumble. It doesn't taste like Ruta 49 either. It tastes like something completely different. But you know what? It doesn't really taste bad. It doesn't really. It doesn't taste bad.
I like it. Yeah, really neat.
I don't know. It's interesting. I'll drink it. Why not? Why not? Oh boy. I better stop now. I'm behind. Okay, so let me check the chats here. Hey says, new flavor unlocked. Yes, new flavor unlocked. Definitely, that's for sure. New flavor unlocked for sure. It's different. It's not bad. It's just different. Not what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting to do something dumb like that. I do plenty of other dumb things, but I'm not sure what to do now. Alien Head says we need the comprehensive Rick review. All right, so where was it going? Oh, yes. Jaycon says yes, try it. Better yet, review it. Actually, I don't know if I could review. It's very different. It doesn't really taste like cider or wine. It tastes like okay. It made the cider go flat. I'll say that the cider went flat. A little bit foamy. A little bit, there's my review. The cider wine. We'll call it the cider. Yeah, okay, all right. We'll call it. We'll call it the cider wine.
Yeah, that was really cool. Yeah.
The cider wine. I think I came up with something new. All right, so this is it's foamy. It lost its fizz, but I mean it doesn't taste bad. Now it tastes a little bit more like slightly a razzle cranberry almost. It actually tastes almost like a cranberry, a little bit. I'm drinking it. It says okay. Too late now, anyway. So there you go. Maybe I've had enough. Probably have. So Jaycon, there's my review of the Razzleberry, the Ruta 49 Razzleberry cider wine. Oh boy, I'm gonna feel this in the morning. Ion Hayes says the next tasting notebook cider wine. I like that. I don't know what to do there. to applaud or to laugh? Laugh and applaud. Laughter and applause all together. I'll drink it. Whatever. I'll drink it. So I got to fix the fades. I really do. Let me check the rest of the chats here for just a minute. If we go really off the rails here, which we already have done. Algorithm says, let me guess, less cider taste, less wine taste. Haha. Yeah, actually a little bit less of both. A little bit less of both. Something new, though. It's definitely something new that has a little bit kind of a almost a razzle cranberry taste. Sort of. It's really odd. Really odd. All right, so I think that's just about got it. Okay, I was gonna cover one other item. Okay, so I was gonna give you the dirty little secret about cheese, right, Algarith? There's the dirty little secret about cheese, about the Parmesan cheese, and I guess maybe Romano can be lumped in there too, but I think it's mostly Parmesan. The Parmesan block cheese, what you're usually getting is the actual real Parmesan taste. When you're getting to the Parmesan cheeses, some of you may be aware of this already. For those of you who are not, this is kind of an eye-opener. But when you get a bottle or a can or whatever, usually a bottle of these shakers, bottles of the Parmesan cheese, you may notice, and what you really want to go for is you want to go for 100% Parmesan cheese, because if you don't do that, look at the label very carefully, look at the ingredients, because you will see Parmesan cheese and then it'll say cellulose. Now, I think some of you may know where I'm going with this. Cellulose is not cheese. So what are they adding when they're adding cellulose? Well, they're adding cellulose. Basically, is a form of wood fiber. So basically, what they're doing, and that's a dirty little secret in the industry, is that they have been known to take the Parmesan cheese when it's been, grated, and mix it with a certain amount of cellulose, which is basically wood fiber, or I guess if you want to put it in simple terms, sawdust. So what they're doing is they're mixing this stuff up with what is essentially sawdust, right? And that's my understanding of this whole cellulose thing. And they will mix it, I don't know what portions they mix it in, what percentages or whatever, but it can be a fair amount. So, and they use it as filler. This is a filler for the cheese, and it makes it go farther, and it makes it a lot cheaper. Now, ostensibly, one of the reasons they do that is to keep the cheese from clumping up, because when you've got grated Parmesan cheese in a bottle, and you get some moisture into the cheese, or if it's you're putting it into a cold place, a lot of people refrigerate the cheese, and over time they get some moisture in it, and you'll get the cheese that kind of clumps up in the bottle, right? So apparently, I guess one of the reasons they do this is so that's to keep the cheese from clumping up, to absorb the moisture somewhat, keep it from, make it so that it doesn't get all clumpy and you have to sit there and scrape through it and get some cheese out of there, which I often have to do because we usually try to avoid buying that type of cheese, that type of grated cheese. We usually like to make sure it's 100% Parmesan. But that's one of the secrets. But I don't think that's the whole story there. I think really, I'm being accusatory, but I think one of the reasons they do that is so that they can cut the cheese and cut the cheese. And that's the second time I've used that one. It's like, yeah, they can basically it's cheaper that way for them. Anyway, that's the dirty little secret about the cheese. Jacon says, knock on wood. There you go. Ion Hayes says, I already read that. Okay. Anyway, before I go, I was going to finish what I was going to say about why I do this wine stream. And it is going long tonight, but this is why, the real reason why I'm doing the wine stream. One, it started off in the very beginning, the first episode, and I've told the story many times. It was a sort of thing where I was doing just to entertain my family and my friends, and my sister said, hey, I saw a bottle of wine at Target, and I thought, well, it'd be kind of fun to review this. A Target making wine. I got to try this, so I figured, well, I'll make it live. I'll do it live. I'll open it up live and taste it on Facebook. And my sister said, oh yeah, do that, and I'll bring all my friends. So that's what she did, and that's what I did. I opened the wine up and gave it a tasting. And I went to Podfest the week after that, and I had I don't know, somewhere between 200 and 400 people show up to this thing, this live stream, which was pretty phenomenal. And I was telling people at Podfest about it, and they were saying, "Oh, you got to do this as a regular thing." And then you get all these people show up. You got to do this as a regular thing. Make it a series. And I'm like, okay. So that's why I started doing it. But I got to thinking about why I was doing it at the very beginning, because I had for many, many years, I had watched other podcasters doing live streaming and doing. Now I have traditionally done audio only podcasts. That was my thing, doing audio only podcasts. And it wasn't so much that was because I preferred to do them, but it was because that was all I could afford to do. I couldn't really afford all these fancy cameras and get up there and do these shows and do video and audio. But it got to a point where I said, well, I can do this in very, very simply. One or two cameras. One camera to start off with, and kind of do it on the cheap and try it. But I really, really wanted to learn the process of live streaming and doing video with the podcast and entering up. I wanted to learn everything I could about it. And this was an opportunity for me to do that, to kind of learn some new skills, to hone my skills and perfect them. And this is why I don't really push sponsorships and things like that on the show. Although, hey, if someone wants to sponsor the show, sure, why not? It'll help me fund it, and it'll help me fund my wine habit. But the fact of the matter is that really what I was after to do was to learn everything I could about live streaming and to perfect the process for myself. And this is why, and sure, yeah, I'd love to have a producer, but I found out that, I think it's really more important for me to learn how to do it all myself and to learn how it all works and to see if I can make it, if I can coordinate everything and make it happen myself. And I'm going to make mistakes. I've been making a lot of mistakes. I made a mistake tonight by doing this, by mixing all this wine up with the cider. That happens. But the thing is, sometimes there are really bad accidents. Sometimes there are happy accidents like this, because I think this actually was kind of fun. But the bottom line is that I'm learning from all of this, and I'm learning how to perfect this. Now, how long I'm going to continue to do this stream, and I've mentioned this a few times before. I'm going to do this until until I can't afford it anymore, until it affects me in such a way physically that I shouldn't be doing it anymore. Probably getting to that point right now after doing this. But also because I'm going to keep doing it until I've got this perfected to a point where I'm like, okay, I've learned everything that I can learn. I've done everything that I can do with this to this point, and then it's time to do something else. But I don't think I'm there yet. I have not done the perfect stream. Tonight was certainly not the perfect stream by any sense of the word. But here's the other aspect to it, is that since I've started doing this, I've met so many great people. And yes, Algarith, I've met you, as I said before, doing it online, even meeting you online. We've met. That's a meeting. And the same thing with JCon, the same thing with Island Haze, and the same thing with everyone else who gets into the chat and engages with me here. You're part of the process. You're part of the whole thing. And I'm not making this up. You really are part of the show, and an important part of the show, a key part. So, and Ed, when you're here as well, you're a key part of the show, and you're a valued part of it. So, without you being here, I'm just talking to myself. I may be talking to myself now. I don't know. Everybody's still with me. I'm going pretty long with this. I usually don't go this long, but I just want to let you in. I want to fill you in on what's going on here and the purpose of this show and why I'm doing it and why I continue to do it. So I hope that answers those questions there. And as far as the glass versus the crystal, I think we're going to have to do that next week because we're really out of time. I have really blown my budget this month for streaming because I have to turn this into a podcast and everything else. But I have really blown my budget for tonight. So good thing it's the end of the month, right? I will tell you that July 4th, this is the plan right now. I know that July 4th is coming up in a few days, on July 4th. And I'm going to be doing a special. I'm going to be doing 1 hour special, and I will be keeping it to 1 hour, okay? We'll be keeping it, the chat's open and everything else, but I will be keeping it to 1 hour. But July 4th, 2024, we're going to do a special 1 hour live stream for Independence Day for July 4th. So I hope you'll join me there for that one. That's my promo for the next show. And as far as what we're going to review, I'll surprise you. I'll surprise myself because I don't know what it is yet. Okay, so anyway, I want to thank everyone for being here with me tonight because it's time to close it up. It's way past time. And I want to thank everyone for being here on Rumble. Thanks for watching tonight. I really appreciate it. I want to thank everyone on the one person who was watching me on Kick, and it was probably me because I'm feeding back this live stream. I don't know how long I'm going to keep doing on a Kick. I am going to JCon. I think I'm going to take you up on everyone I've talked to so far has been saying, get on X, get on Twitter. It'll be a lot better. Get off a Kick. And I've been kind of, sticking with Kick for a while because it's already set up and everything. But, I think maybe I'm probably just going to do that. I'm going to probably go to X and go there. But I want to thank everyone who's been watching. And on Odyssey especially, I think Odyssey has grown quite a bit over time. And JCon, I really appreciate you being here with me tonight, as always. And JCon says, I watch because I know you care. Glad to hang out with you for another drink with Rickstream. JCon, I'm just glad you're here. I really am. And, you have no idea how much it means to me that you all are here and engaging in the chat. Once again, you are part of the show. And I do really appreciate that. It's not lost on me at all. Algarith says, no matter what happens, I hope you're doing great. Take care and have a great night. Bye, guys. And Algarith, same to you. Have a great evening. I really appreciate you being here. And everyone else who's watching me on Twitch, because there are other folks watching me on Twitch that just didn't get into the chat. Also, I want to say my shout out to Tom Antio. Thank you for being here tonight as well. And everyone else who is watching, who stepped in and watched on Twitch. Also, thank you for being here. Island Hayes, thank you for being here tonight. I really, really appreciate it. And also my lovely wife, Chi. You know how much I appreciate you. More than you never know. And those who are watching on Facebook, and those who are liking on Facebook, maybe you're liking, not watching, I don't know. It's okay. It's all good. Thank you. I do appreciate each and every one of you. And now it's time to bring out our mascot, our official Drink with Rick mascot. It is none other than Roadkill Bill. And yes, I know the dog's in the next room. There's a door separating between you and him, so you and her, excuse me. And she's not going to bother you tonight, okay? No, okay, she's not. And Bill has a very, I can hear her. I think she's on the other side. She can hear you squeaking. She wants to get in here. Yeah, she wants after you. No. Okay. Bill has a very special message for all of us. And his message is, please do not drink and drive. Yes, as he's holding that bottle in his hand, there's a little pause. His message is, do not drink and drive. Drink from the comfort of your home, your apartment, your hotel room, your dwelling, wherever it is, wherever you are. Please, if you have to go somewhere, call an Uber, call a Lyft, call a cab, call a friend, call a bus. If you can call a bus, wait for the next bus, guys. Or just stay put. And it's really probably better to stay put. Right? Okay. That's right. Really, you think of others as well as yourself. Okay, yeah. Try not to drink. Try not to mix your drinks up too much either. That's starting to take a hold. Right, and don't text and drive either, because that's also very, very dangerous. I've seen a few instances of that, and lately, and it's a little freaky to be around another vehicle where somebody's staring at their cell phone and not at the road ahead or around them. Please don't text and drive either, okay? Because I do care about you. I can't emphasize this enough. Because I want you to have a great week. But most of all, I want you to have a safe week. So you can join me here next weekend. And also on this coming 4th of July, which I believe is a Thursday, right? Yes. 2024. 10 p.m. Eastern. Same bat time, same bat channel. So we can all get together, celebrate the 4th, and drink with Rick. Good night.